feature. And more information is also available at HomeHelpMN.org. When you submit your questions via chat, we will try our best to answer them in our Q&A section. So I am here with Chrissy Mills and Karen Johnson, who will be sharing more information with you regarding the HomeHelpMN. Chrissy?
Thanks, Noemi. I'm glad to be going over this program with everyone this morning and helping to bring this program forward. We have a committed team that has been working diligently for months to make sure that HomeHelpMN is accessible, equitable, and helps as many homeowners as possible. So we'll get started with an overview of the program and what it offers. HomeHelpMN is funded by Congress as part of the American Rescue Plan Act to mitigate the economic effects of the pandemic. This program's purpose is to support homeowners who have faced a financial hardship due to the pandemic and to help prevent displacement. HomeHelpMN will assist homeowners who have eligible past due expenses. Eligible homeowners may apply for financial assistance to pay past due housing expenses, including past due home loan payments to bring their mortgages current, and other eligible past due housing expenses such as property taxes, insurance, homeowner association fees, lot rent, and land lease payments. In addition to financial assistance, the programs may help homeowners connect to services that can help understand options that are available, evaluate loss mitigation options, or if necessary, navigate the Minnesota foreclosure process. Our call center and website have information on connecting with HUD-certified housing counseling and legal services. HomeHelpMN is part of the Homeowner Assistance Fund through the U.S. Department of the Treasury. Our program is budgeted over $108 million for assistance to pay past due housing expenses that were incurred during the pandemic. Homeowners who are eligible and approved for assistance can receive up to $35,000 in assistance for their past due expenses. The assistance is paid directly to the entities who are owed, such as the mortgage servicer, the county, the insurance company, or other eligible parties. The assistance does not have to be paid back, and it should be noted that this assistance is only for past due expenses. We are nearing completion of program implementation, and the program will open for applications this spring. At the time the program opens, we will also announce the length of the initial application period. One of the ways that we'll announce the application period is through email. So if you haven't already, we encourage you to sign up for e-news to receive program announcements. You can find the e-news sign up on our website, and we'll discuss that a little bit later in the presentation as well. You should note that submission of an application is not a guarantee of approval for assistance, and awards are going to depend on eligibility and availability of funding. We know that Minnesota has fewer homeowners whose mortgages are behind compared to other states, which is really good news, but we also know that the amount of past due mortgages and other expenses is likely to be greater than the amount of assistance that is available through this program. Homeowners who wish to apply for HomeHelpMN should be prepared to submit their application. Next, we'll talk through eligibility for the program. Eligibility for the program is based on guidance from the U.S. Department of the Treasury, and it includes these factors. Household income. Income limits are based on the county where the applicant lives. Applicants must own their home, and they must have had a qualified financial hardship due to the pandemic. And all applicants must have eligible past due expenses that were incurred after January 21st, 2020. The Department of Housing and Urban Development recently updated the income limits for the program, and these are available on our website. If you visit homehelpmn.org, you can find the income chart. and also can search for the county that the homeowner lives in to determine the income limits that will apply to that household. Treasury also requires that applicants must have experienced a qualified financial hardship to be eligible for funds. A qualified financial hardship, as defined by Treasury, is a reduction of income or an increase in living expenses directly related to the pandemic. Eligible past due expenses include home mortgages, contract for deed payments, mobile home loans, property taxes, homeowners insurance, homeowner or condominium association fees, lot rent, and land lease payments. There will be several options for homeowners to receive support and submit an application once HomeHelpMN opens for applications. Next, we'll talk about ways to apply. HomeHelpMN has a dedicated call center of trained specialists and processors to help homeowners with the application process and answer questions. The call center is available now so that homeowners who are preparing can get answers to their questions. The call center is open 6 days a week from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday. The call center can be accessed by calling or through a chat feature on the homehelpmn.org website. When the program opens, applicants will be able to apply one of three ways. First, applicants may complete the application on the website, and this is the recommended way to apply. Second, applicants may call the call center to submit an application on the phone. The call center has TTY access and offers language support for homeowners who would prefer to communicate in a language other than English. Third, applicants may complete and mail or fax a printable application. The fastest way to complete an application will be to apply and submit all of their documents online. Applicants who apply by phone will be mailed or emailed their documents to sign. The online application will be available in 4 languages: English, Hmong, Somali, and Spanish. Applicants will access the application through homehelpmn.org. The application is designed to be easy to complete on any device, a phone, tablet, or a desktop PC. The first time a homeowner visits, they will click on Register to create an account, and on later visits, they can sign in to return to their application and also check the application status. In the online applications, applicants can provide supporting documents by taking a photo with their phone, scanning, or mailing in their documents. Assistance through HomeHelpMN is not paid directly to the homeowner. Instead, it is paid to the mortgage servicer or other entity that is owed money. Once an application is submitted, our processing team will be working both with the homeowner and the third party to verify application information and eligibility. This may include reaching out for additional information if an application is incomplete. Applicants can check the status of their application by logging into the application site. We know that this process will take some time to complete, and it will depend on all parties responding. So what can homeowners do today? I'm going to turn this over to Karen.
Thanks, Chrissy. Good morning, everybody. I'm Karen Johnson with Minnesota Housing and our Single Family Division Community Initiatives team. And what can homeowners do today? One of the first things that we're encouraging everyone to do is to visit our Home Help Minnesota website. It is now published, so you can review information on how to apply, find the list of documents that you'll need to complete an application, and find links to other valuable resources. This is also where you'd be able to find access to recordings of the public webinar that we held a few weeks ago, as well as today's webinar. We're also encouraging to sign up for our e-news. Email is one of the ways that will notify all parties around when the program will be open for applications and all other important dates and updates related to the Home Help Minnesota program. The other thing that homeowners can do today is start to prepare their documents for application. Get ready to apply. There's 4 or 5 main documents that are needed to apply. Proof of ownership, and that can be provided in a number of ways through property tax statement, contract for deed, warranty deed, or a certificate of title. Homeowners will also need to provide a photo ID, as well as a social security number or ITIN number for all household members. Income documentation, as well as account statements for the assistance that they are past due on and requesting help with. Referrals to HUD-approved housing counselors and legal service providers. So why refer to HUD-approved housing counselors? Why HUD-approved housing counselor referrals are made? One, just to recognize that housing counselors and legal service providers are an integral partners in serving homeowners with past due expenses and or who are facing an imminent risk date. It is also part of the U.S. Treasury's guidelines for under the HAP assistance program. And part of why it's incorporated into the U.S. Treasury's guidelines is because it's recognized that HUD-approved housing counseling agencies and providers, there's confidence that they are well equipped, that you are all well equipped to help homeowners understand and evaluate options. Moreover, housing counselors provide unbiased, free of charge advice on everything A to Z, from buying a home, renting, in default, foreclosure prevention, credit issues, or reverse mortgages. And also, HUD-approved housing counselors can help homeowners talk with their mortgage servicer and understand any of the options that are being offered to them. In addition to that, there's confidence that housing counselors have the ability to work directly with homeowners to help develop a tailored plan of action to prevent the foreclosure and bring the housing delinquencies current.
Karen, hold on just a second. We're having some difficulties with the presentation. I'll get it back up in just a second.
Sure. Yep. I think one more slide forward. Thank you. So types of housing counseling services. As you all very well know, there's a variety of types of housing counseling services that are provided by HUD-approved housing counseling agencies. The ones that we have listed here are the ones that would be most applicable to homeowners seeking HAF assistance or home help financial assistance. So specifically, the types of referrals that will be made for housing counseling services will center around mortgage delinquency and default resolution counseling or foreclosure prevention counseling, resolving and preventing mortgage delinquency workshops, financial management and budget counseling, or credit workshops, predatory lending education workshops and counseling, and also rental housing counseling and workshops, and then finally reverse mortgage counseling. Next slide, please. Yep, thank you. When are referrals to housing counselors made? First of all, just to note that referrals to housing counseling services are encouraged but not required for a homeowner to apply for home help assistance. And referrals can be made at any stage in the application process. And they'll be made specifically to homeowners who have expressed any kind of a desire to talk to somebody locally to better help understand the foreclosure timeframes, or whatever the imminent risk timeframes that they are facing, whether that's property tax forfeiture, contract for deed cancellation, all of those, the whole repertoire of any imminent risk date, and or if they have a pending or an approved loss mitigation workout solution being offered by their mortgage servicer. We know that many homeowners will explore all of the options that are available to them. And there's a number of places within the application where they'll be asked whether or not they've applied or accepted a loss mitigation option, so that we can best troubleshoot how to make those referrals over to counselors. The other thing is with loss mitigation is that our call center processors, when a homeowner has eligibility has been determined to be approved, if they have any kind of a pending or an approved loss mitigation workout option on the table with their servicer, the processors will provide homeowners with a choice of either accepting the home help financial assistance that they have been approved for, or to continue on the path of pursuing loss mitigation. And so we know that both housing counselors and legal service providers are going to be key advisors to help homeowners understand and determine the best options for them in determining whether or not to accept the home help assistance or continue on with working with their servicer through the loss mitigation workout solutions. Homeowners will also be referred to counselors when they are ineligible for home help financial assistance, or if they are facing an imminent risk date of foreclosure and or housing displacement. So housing counseling referrals are made through how they're made is through a variety of options. They're informed on how to reach a housing counselor in the application overview page, which is the first page in the application. And they're also provided with various search engine tools, and the search engine tools that we have listed here are the tools that they'll see within the application itself. So those being to the to the HOPE hotline. They're also able to search through the CFPB's Find a Counselor website, or the HUD Office of Housing Counseling's webpage and the Foreclosure Avoidance Counseling in Minnesota search tool, as well as through, next slide please, through the Minnesota Homeownership Center's webpage and the Find a Foreclosure Advisor search tool. They're also provided with the local number and the toll-free number to the Homeownership Center. And in addition, the Homeownership Center has made available a quick connect tool for our call center processors. So that will be utilized by the call center processors for when they're talking with a homeowner who has expressed a desire to get connected to a counselor right away. The call center processor is able to put that homeowner on hold and connect seamlessly to the Homeownership Center and make that referral happen. And then finally, there's also the option through HUD has made available through the app, through Apple's App Store of the HUD Counselors Locator iPhone app. So homeowners can also download that app for free and use the search engine tool through that application. So referrals to legal assistance service providers. These types of referrals provide homeowners with access to free and or reduced cost legal services. Oftentimes when referring to a legal aid service provider can assist homeowners who live in households with annual incomes at or below 125% of the federal poverty guidelines. And so it's a kind of a niche market there. So there's, in the next couple of slides, we'll see some other options in terms of connecting to a legal service provider. But ultimately, legal service providers will provide that access to homeowners who don't currently have access to consultation with any kind of attorney or legal counsel. And the legal service providers provide a key source of services in terms of advocacy on the homeowner's behalf with mortgage servicers to assist homeowners who may require some specialized support in navigating an affordable loss mitigation option with their loan servicer. and can also help in assessing claims, filing complaints, and representing homeowners in if there is a claim in litigation against a foreclosure rescue or modification scams, any kind of predatory lending, loan originations, and or fair debt collection violations. As with referrals to housing counselors, legal assistance referrals can be made at any stage in the application process. They will also be made to homeowners who are facing imminent risk of foreclosure and or housing displacement. In addition, referrals to legal services will be made to help homeowners with filing the foreclosure sale postponement affidavit, and recognizing that that's a tight timeline, understanding that that needs to be filed, I believe, 15 days before a foreclosure sale date. In addition, legal service referrals will be made to homeowners who are in Chapter 13 bankruptcy and may need some assistance in seeking permission from the bankruptcy courts to apply for home or for half assistance. And for any homeowner who feels that they may have been a victim of a mortgage relief or loan modification or any kind of predatory lending scam. So how are those legal assistance referrals made? Again, they're in the application process, and at any point in time within the application process, on the overview page, as well as any point in time within the application process. And then there's a number of search engine tools that will be provided to homeowners. Those being About HomeHelpMN, and where homeowners can search for providers and or legal clinics by topic, service area, and or service type. In addition, the Minnesota Lawyer Referral and Information Service, Find an Attorney search tool. And through this resource, the referral information and referral services can provide referrals on legal issues to like over 200 qualified private attorneys practicing in a variety of different areas of law. And it often starts off with an initial free 30-minute consultation. And in addition, for homeowners that may exceed the income guidelines for legal aid assistance, may utilize the Minnesota State Bar Association Find a Lawyer option, where they can select the type of case and search by county or city where the lawyer is and the type of service that they're seeking legal counsel on. And then finally, for service members will also be encouraged to consult with their local armed force legal service office. Many of those services are handled by military legal assistance attorneys at no cost to service members, provided to advice to soldiers, family members, and other eligible clients on legal affairs. And if the legal assistance attorney is unable to resolve the case, or a specialized attorney may be needed, the legal assistance attorney will refer the service member to a civilian attorney to handle the case. And with that, we'll launch into questions. And I'll turn it back over to you, Chrissy.
Thanks, Karen. Okay, so we received some questions from you when you registered, and then we've had others come in from the chat. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the ones that were submitted when you registered. So our first question was, if the household is $45,000 behind on their mortgage, will HomeHelpMN pay the $35,000 toward this balance, or would that household be ineligible? So in this example, if the homeowner requires more than $35,000 to bring their mortgage current, they do have the option to provide the additional funds needed, so they could leverage other funds, but partial reinstatements are not eligible for this program. So $35,000 plus other leverage funds could work together to get those homeowners current. How are you going to make payments to lenders? So we're going to have lenders be set up when there's someone applying for assistance. So the payments are going to be sent either by ACH or check, whichever the lender or third-party payee selects during their payment setup. Does HomeHelpMN require housing counseling? So HomeHelpMN does not require counseling, but homeowners are encouraged to reach out to a counselor, as Karen described in some of those previous slides. If the client is working with a lender toward a workout, can they still get a grant to reduce the balance owed? So HomeHelpMN is only able to contribute to full reinstatements. So if the homeowner requires more than $35,000 to bring their mortgage current, they do have the option to provide additional funds through city, county, tribal programs, savings, or other sources that they may have.
Chrissy, we have a follow-up question to this in the chat. Would documentation of the leverage funds be required?
That's a great question, and I would have to look back at our internal documentation to verify that. So if we could make a note of that, so we can get back to Cassie.
Will do.
Thank you. Okay, can this program be layered with local mortgage grant assistance? So yes, as long as the payments aren't duplicated. So as an example, if someone was applying for assistance for March of 2021, they couldn't get paid twice for March of 2021. So we just can't have duplicated assistance. All right, does HomeHelpMN stop any collections or foreclosure proceedings once applied for the program? So this one I'm going to actually toss over to Karen.
Sure, thanks, Chrissy. The only protections that, or the only way that will stop any kind of collections or foreclosure proceedings will stop when a homeowner applies for Home Help Minnesota assistance is based on the type of loan product and the investor who's backing that loan. So in other words, only Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and FHA have taken any action on these, and that action, these actions have been limited. So homeowners will need to request extensions for any kind of foreclosure hold to be placed on their accounts. Right now with Fannie and Freddie, they're able to stop a foreclosure action or postpone it, I should say, for up to 60 days when the homeowner is engaged in the HAP process or the home help application process. FHA also allows for a pause on the foreclosure process, but only if the homeowner has been approved for HAP assistance. So this means that the foreclosure process will continue and fees will accrue while the homeowner is waiting for the decision. So in sum, with Fannie and Freddie, there can be a 60-day hold on any kind of foreclosure date, and FHA only once the HAP assistance has been approved. With Fannie and Freddie, it's based on just applying that they have submitted an application. So a little nuance there in the investor types. I'll turn it back over to you, Chrissy, for the.
Thanks, Karen.
Sure.
So the question was, how will the program be promoted to those with access barriers? So outreach is planned for cultural media and also through our network of community connectors. These organizations will not be assisting with the application, but will help connect homeowners to the program. Also, our program materials are available in 4 languages: English, Hmong, Somali, and Spanish. And our call center is also connected to the language line for support in additional languages. We're also going to have a paper application in the 4 program languages, but we recommend that the fastest application process is that the homeowners use the online portal when possible, or call the call center to complete their application by phone. Okay, I see we've been busy in the chat, so I'm going to take just a sec to scroll up to the top and try and pull some out. We may not be able to answer all of your questions. We hope we can, but if we can't, we will compile them and consider them for additional FAQs that we have out on the web. Okay, how soon after a request is made will the expense be sent to the company they are paying? So I think, Gina, I think your question is how quickly are folks going to get paid once they make the request? So we don't know exactly how long it's going to take because there's multiple factors. If a homeowner submits all of the information requested and we're able to get that vendor set up and the vendor is able to respond in a timely manner, those payments are going to be made faster than if the application is not complete or if the vendor is not responsive. So we really need both the homeowner and the vendor to be participating to get those payments out quickly. And how are you working with people who don't have access to technology? I think we might have addressed that in the previous question by having paper applications and having the call center available. So I hope that answered that question for you, Gina. All right, is there an estimated date besides just spring? Currently, unfortunately, we don't have an official date. As soon as we are able, we will get that information out, but we don't have a date as of now. Is the hardship self-attested or will it need to be verified? So that is an attestation from the homeowner. All right, Cassie, we're going to address your question about leveraged funds and see what we can get from what information we can get about that. Can you talk more about layering funds? For instance, if someone owes $45,000 and has access to the St. Paul Homeowner Assistance Funds, can they get approved for $35,000 from Minnesota Home Help and $10,000 from St. Paul? So yes, leveraged funds are eligible. Just keep in mind they can't be duplicated funds, so they can't be paying for the same thing twice. Will MHFA be providing housing counselors servicer point of contacts? Karen, do you happen to know the answer to that one? My inkling is no.
Although we certainly could provide the contacts that we've assembled in terms of setting servicers up as vendors in the system. However, and the nuance there is just to recognize that what we've been hearing mostly from other states on the national level is that the majority of the contacts that we have with servicers are not the same contacts that are working directly with homeowners. Most of them are able to do the vendor setup and or work with us on the half collaboration agreement, but may differ from the actual loss mitigation or bankruptcy service rep that or foreclosure rep that would be assigned to the homeowner's file. Nevertheless, it may be a starting point to troubleshooting through finding the right contact person with the servicer. So that's something we'd certainly be willing to provide as follow-up.
Thanks, Karen. And then Sheila just had a follow-up saying that the having servicer point of contact would make housing counselors' jobs easier. Jill's trying to get a date out of me. Do you consider June as spring or summer? I wish I could give you a date. I really do. We are working diligently to get this program operationalized and launched. Okay, I've scrolled through chat. So Noemi, if you want to pick up on our next slide.
Sure thing, Chrissy. Well, this concludes our presentation. We wanted to reiterate just a few points. The application period will begin soon. Funds are limited, and we do anticipate that they will be committed fairly quickly. You can definitely visit our website at homehelpmn.org to learn more and get ready. I would like to thank all of you for your time, for spending your Monday morning with us on our collaborative mission to help Minnesotans stay in their homes. I look forward to, and we all look forward to working with you in the near future.
Great, thank you for that summary, Noemi. And that concludes our presentation for today. If you have a chance, if you haven't already, go out to the website, homehelpmn.org, for more information. And also, I'm sure most of you are signed up for our e-news. But please, if you're not already signed up, please go to the web and get signed up so you will have the most up-to-date information about the program. Thanks, everyone. Have a great week.